we are.
Why are we here?
Not sure. It feels kind of weird because I hear camera snapping and
Oh yeah, you're so shy. You're so shy.
no.
Be seated and come to order, call as a session.
Yeah, that's
Can we hear for the attorneys?
We must be here for something else too, Mike.
Don't sit down.
Several things going on, haven't seen. Or just a lot of friends and family and people who care about everybody concerned here. So, we all know why we're here. But, just to make it official, who do we have present on the Curtis case?
Marlon Moreno with Campbell Adoption.
Friend Belcher, when he's one of the potential recruiter.
Shane Howard, Family Adoption Specialist.
Tammy Curtis, Mom.
All dressed up.
Ron. Son.
You changed your name to Ronson? I didn't know that. All dressed up as well, looking very handsome, I might add.
Jeff Curtis, grandfather.
To be.
To be.
Jeff Curtis, uncle to be.
Mary Bendixson, guardian ad litem.
And Rob Webster, Your Honor, on behalf of the petitioner, Tammy Curtis.
Very well. And who is going to be testifying besides Ms. Curtis?
Your Honor, and we're also going to have Mr. Moreno and as well as Mrs. Bendixson from the Guardian Program.
Very well. Then let me ask Ms. Curtis, Ron Derrick, Mr. Marino, and Ms. Bendixson to all raise your right hands if you would, please. Do each of you swear or affirm that any testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Very well. November 27th. That's kind of a special day. I hadn't realized that. Yeah, double special. All right, very well. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Before I begin, I do have for filing his consent to adoption, the original, if I could approach.
Well, easier said than done.
Yes. Ms. Curtis, if you would please give the court your full name and your current address.
Tammy Lynn Curtis, 3937 Priory Loop, Lander Lakes, Florida, 34638.
Great. And did there come a time this past year when this young man was placed in your care for the purposes of adoption?
Yes, on August 22nd.
And since August 22nd, have you provided him with all his emotional, financial, and medical needs?
Yes, I believe I have.
And do you have sufficient facilities and resources to continue to do that until he reaches the age of 18?
I do,
Great.
even beyond that.
Great. And Ms. Bruce, the court wants to be certain that you understand the legal ramifications of your decision here today, that you understand that you will be his mother just as if you were your biological child. Do you understand that?
We knew this point was coming. We thought you'd get us further than this. Now that we were making you wait
Wait a minute, I haven't said yes yet. Yes.
Okay. And you do understand that all the laws, even those related to things like child support, will bind you in your relationship with your son?
Yes.
So you do understand this is a permanent and final decision?
Yes, I do.
And is it your unequivocal desire to adopt Ron Derrick here today?
Yes, it is.
And can you tell the court a little bit about why you want to adopt Ron Derrick?
Baby.
As best you can.
You want me to say it, I'll say it.
Your turn will be coming shortly.
If I can, I'd love to quickly tell the story of how we met. Shannon is my family adoption specialist, and I was a good student, so I had all my paperwork into the math class very, very quickly, and my background check came back quickly, so Shannon pulled some strings and really helped me be ready for the match event on April 14th. About a week or so before, she had said, here's a little guy I want you to meet. She said, he's a little bit older than you originally thought was right for you, but I think you should meet him. And I said, okay, all right. And we kind of put that behind us because it wasn't quite ready yet. And I went to the match event, beautiful match event by the Hart Gallery in the Junior League. And I met a couple kids and played with them, and it was so fun. And we rotated through many different play areas, and I got to the petting farm. And there was a little guy behind me. I said, "Hey, buddy, you want to come in?" And he said, "No, no, 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 no." And I thought, aw, that little guy's, he's afraid of the animals, and that's okay. So I went in and I interacted with a couple kids, and I saw a bunny. And I came back and I said, "Hey, there's a little bunny around over there. I could pick it up and bring it. And you could pet it. What do you think?" I was trying to be cool. And he said, yeah, sure, cool. So I brought the bunny over, and we really kind of had a moment. I didn't see his name tag. I didn't see him.
You and the child or you and the bunny?
Me and the child. The bunny was just there. And then right about then, we heard everyone say, "Okay, rotate." And so I went to another game, and I didn't see this little guy again. And I saw Shannon. I said, "Hey, is that kid here that you wanted me to meet? If he's here, I may as well meet him, even though he's a little bit older than I thought." And she said, "He is here." And it was like my whole world just stood still. And she turned around and said, "Hey, Ron Derrick, there's someone here I want you to meet." And I looked, I was like, "Oh, that's my bunny boy." Oh my gosh.
Bunny boy.
And I had said, going into the process, been very spiritual about it, and said, "Lord God, I know you already know who my little one is, and I just hope that you'll give me a very clear sign when I know who my little one is." And so I stalked him for the rest of the day. We played laser tag. We did a couple of other things. And I was lucky that both Marlon and Amy were there so I could learn a lot more about him. And I knew right then and there that was my son. And so I got the call on May 3rd at 12:51 p.m. that we were officially matched. May 17th I had disclosure. And May 23rd we met again. And that's the day that he got to see my family book and got to know that I wanted to be his mom. On June 20th, my 40th birthday, was our first unsupervised visit. So I had a dinner and a movie date with my son for my 40th birthday, and it was perfect. We got to spend 4th of July together. He went to our family reunion, and then he moved in, and I have to tell you, I'm so proud of him. The day he moved in, he decided with me, we both decided together that he would stop all of the psychotropic drugs. He quit them without any negative side effects. And he does fantastic today, and I'm so proud of him. He's a great student. He's a great kid. He has such a loving heart. He's a little bit shy. For a minute. And I already can't imagine my life without him and before it. He is the love of my life.
Try following that, Mr. West.
Whew. Need a moment. Ms. Marino, if you are familiar with this family, is that correct?
Yeah.
And do you still believe in the best interest of Ron Derrick to be adopted by Ms. Curtis here today?
Yes, I do.
And to that end, did Eckerd Community execute a consent to adoption on behalf of the department?
That's right.
And is there anything that you want to tell the court about this family in particular? It'll be hard to top that, but I'll give you the best shot if you want.
Short and sweet. No, they're a great family. They support each other wonderfully. They all have a big heart and have been great for Ron Derrick. They really have. I'm very pleased.
Thank you. And Ms. Benedictson, how are you? Good. And you are familiar with this family, is that correct? And do you feel as if it's in Ron Derrick's best interest to be adopted by Mrs. Curtis here today?
Absolutely. I came into the process after Ron Derrick is already living with Ms. Curtis, and I've seen absolutely nothing that gives me any pause to think differently.
And just generally speaking, what is your impression of the relationship between Ron Derrick and Ms. Curtis?
Very healthy. It's not always perfect. Everything's not always great. I've seen her call him down, and I've seen him act out a little bit just to test her, and she reacts as every mother that I've ever seen. And so I see it as a very healthy relationship.
Great. Is there anything else that you want to add? Okay. All right, RD, how's it going, man?
Good.
Happy birthday. It's a good birthday present. I told you out there, but you definitely outdressed us all. Cufflinks and hat and the whole deal. But Ron Derrick, do you remember signing consent to adoption in this case?
Yes.
And is it still your desire to be adopted by Ms. Curtis here today, who I know you think of as a mother?
Yes.
Okay. And you do understand, Ronderick, that it is permanent, it is a permanent decision. Is that, you understand that? And it's still your desire to be adopted? And you know you can't change your mind even when you get really upset? Okay. And why don't you tell the court a little bit about why you want to be adopted and why you have found a family with Ms. Curtis?
First off, I wanted to be, wait, what was the question?
Well, the floor is yours. Anything you want to tell the court about, why you're excited to be about to be adopted, that would be great. Or you don't have to if you don't want to.
Because, yeah, that guy. That guy. That is, those guys.
And Your Honor, I do know that the Hart Gallery has a presentation today.
We're out in full force, aren't
They are.
Who's going to make the presentation, Ms. Mullen?
Christy's busy crying, so. We just wanted to present to the Curtis family.
Oh,
Portrait
wow.
was taken by our friend Dan Wallace, who's here photographing you today.
That's amazing.
And this is one of the best things about my job. Thank you for letting us be here. We wish you all the best, and we'll be by to take your forever family portrait soon. Maybe we'll go to a petting zoo and get some buns.
Yeah. I'll give this to you guys.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, with that, I have nothing further. I prepare the proposed final judgment as well as the order terminating jurisdiction sui sponte.
And those actors.
Thank you.
All right, well, it's been quite the journey, hasn't it? All right, and I see, and I have to believe this was intentional, I see we've changed the spelling of Ronderick's name, is that right? Or maybe we had it wrong previously. I showed that before we had a C,
That was incorrect.
that was not correct? Well, you don't have the underlying file by any chance, do you? This isn't a major problem, this is a very minor problem that can be fixed, but we do need to fix it if it wasn't. Because on the TPR order, it has it with a C. I think on everything it has it with a C. Let me just double check here. The whole file has it spelled Ronderick. You never spelled your name that way?
No.
That you know of?
Ronderick.
Okay, now,
We have volume 1.
I'll tell you what we'll do, because this may take a while. We'll fix it later if need be. It may be that we need to amend the TPR petition, we'll need to get the birth certificate, the original birth certificate, and compare them. And if it is incorrect, we will do a corrected, I'll have the Attorney General's office do a corrected TPR petition and a corrected order of adjudication and TPR with the correct spelling or with an AKA. But we'll fix it later. It's not a big to-do, but it does need to be right before you can get a new birth certificate, et cetera. So we'll make sure it's correct at some point, but we won't dwell on that right
The
now.
copy of the birth certificate I have does show it without a C.
Okay,
I confirmed that too because school had it with a C as well.
okay, well then it should have been caught long ago, but for whatever reasons, it wasn't. So we will make sure that we get everything in alliance and that everything is spelled Ronderick. I'm glad I asked, so.
Yes, thank you.
But we'll worry about all the technicalities later. But the important thing is that I'm granting the petition for adoption. Just look over the proposed final judgment. Now I'm scrutinizing. Yeah, everything's correct on here. All right, then what that means is that I'm going to sign the order terminating jurisdiction in the underlying cause. And more importantly, at long last, I'm signing the final judgment of adoption, which means Ronderick with no C, Jeffrey Curtis, is legally the son of Tammy Lynn Curtis.
Not myself right now. Really. Okay, I'm good.
All right.
Are you as good with dates and specifics as your mom?
I don't think anybody is.
I think that's probably true. Well, that was good that you did it on your birthday, so then you'll never forget when your adoption day was. All right, do we want to take some other pictures? We've got the official photographers here. Are already taking pictures. Do you want to take some family photos too?
Yes, that would be great. With you?
Of course, if you want. You can do some with, some without.